Today, I want to talk directly to those of you who are under 20 or maybe even in your early 20s and you feel lost, broke, confused, whatever. I've been there. And honestly, I made so many mistakes back then that cost me time, money, energy, mental health, all of it. So I was like, why not save you some of that pain? And I'm not here to give you motivational quotes that you can just screenshot for Instagram. I'm here to tell you the shit that actually matters. The stuff that if I had heard when I was 17, 18, 19, could have saved me years of mistakes and hundreds of thousands of dollars in wasted money. First thing first, don't just listen, act. Here's the first one. So, stop just consuming podcasts, YouTube, books, whatever, and then forgetting everything. Your brain forgets. That's just how it works. You think you remember, you won't. Guys, you can't just eat once a day and be like, hey, I'm set until the end of the week or end of the month or the rest of my life. You have to feed your belly constantly. So when you wake up, you feel hungry, you have a breakfast, you're good. After some hours, you feel hungry, you want to have lunch, then again, you feel hungry, you want to have some snacks, then dinner, then maybe late night craving, right? You can't just eat once a day and say, that's it. So I'm not gonna eat anymore, I'm not gonna get fat, and I'm set for the rest of my life. Same thing with your brain. It's the same exact thing. You have to feed your brain constantly. You can't just, read a book and think you are Master Yoda. Or you can't just watch something on YouTube or watch an episode of Shark Tank or, oh no, now I know the whole method of investing and what investors want to listen. You have to feed your brain constantly. The same way that you feed your belly and after some hours you feel hungry. You read a book, you listen to a pod, you watch something on YouTube. After a few hours or a day or two or some days, it's gone. You forget about it. Your brain forgets about it. New things, new shit hits your brain. So you have to feed your brain constantly. It's like football. You don't become a football player by watching Messi play on TV. You become one of you become one by putting, you have to put on boots, hitting the field, and doing the practice and all that, and it is gonna take like years of effort and workout and all that. Great diet, you know there's so many things in between to make you a legit football player. So next time you hear something valuable, don't just let it pass. Act on it. Try to do it. Try to implement it to your business. Try to, you know, get inspired from that thing and implement it in your life, in your behavior, in your workflow. Now, the second thing I want to talk about with you guys, learn finance early. Forget about anything else. Learn finance early. This one, it cost me a lot. I didn't know shit about taxes, insurance, payrolls, Christmas bonuses, you name it. Which, so many people in business they call it like finance. For so many people is it's the boring stuff. People they like to do the cool things like marketing, sales, bring me it brings money, and the cool part. Now finance, spreadsheets, Excel, all that, it falls into the boring category. But if you don't figure it out early, you're gonna run out of business, and not just a simple run out of business. You're gonna go into debt. You're gonna owe to your friends, bank, investors, whatever. And hopefully, you're not gonna end up in jail, right? Because if you owe to the bank and you can't pay them back, and maybe you got a loan for your business, the beginning you are like, hey, I'm gonna get this loan, and yeah, business gonna thrive. I'm gonna make money, pay back the loan, and I'm good. Or I'm gonna borrow from my friends, and then I'm good. But then you're gonna be like, oh, damn, business didn't thrive, and now I'm into a pool of debt, and what I'm about to do, and I'm gonna figure it out later. It's not. This is not how it works. I personally, like, up to date, I'm paying for my mistakes for day one because I didn't know finance, because I didn't know nothing about taxes, payrolls, insurance. I didn't know nothing from that. I was just hiring and building and falling into my game and just focusing on my product, like testing, building, coding, QA, business, sales, marketing, all that. And then one day, boom, I'm like, Jesus, I owe that much money to the government? My accountant was like, yo, you haven't paid your insurance, you haven't paid your payroll taxes, you haven't paid your, now depending on which country you live in, there are different laws, right? Now let's say in Europe, we have like different kind of taxes. So if you hire an employee, depending on which country you are, if you are in Greece or Spain or Italy, Germany, England, you name it. Now in Greece, the basic salary it's like 800 euros, right? That's the basic salary. Basic salary, I'm talking about, like, if you go work in Vodafone shop or T-Mobile, right? Like 9 to 5. Hey, I'm here at the cashier. I have no knowledge, so boom, they're gonna give you a shirt and a cap. Where it stay there, you get 800 in the month. Now, if I didn't know about that, so I hired a few developers, and developers are not working for 800, right? They're working for 1,500, 3, depending again which region you are. Like same developer that gets like 1.5 or 2 in Greece, he might get like 10, 15, 20 a month in America. Now, my point is that I didn't know in Greece, if I hire someone that his payroll is over the um basic salary, I get extra tax for it, just because the government thinks as, oh, this company is rich, they can afford to pay someone over the basic salary, so they can afford to pay us tax too. And that is not just the tax on the salary. Then it comes the payrolls. In Greece, we pay also tax on the payrolls. And then there are the Christmas, Easter, and summer bonuses. So there are extra taxes on those and their payrolls too. And as much as the salary goes higher, the insurance goes higher too. And there are so many other payments come in between. So up to date, I'm into the debt. I'm paying to the government every month. I made it installment. Still, I'm owing to the government. Um, I mean, the price was crazy. At the beginning, it was like over 100K. Guys, can you imagine, for a startup, early stage, back in the days, bootstrapping, no investment, no money. I didn't even have money to eat at night. Living in my office, like eating eggs for 1 year straight up, morning till night. That was my situation, right? No laundry. I have to every time put my dirty clothes in a plastic bag, take it to a friend house using their washing machine, or just wash my clothes, you know, in the kitchen of the office, small kitchen, just in the sink, just what much. So I was in those kind of situations, and now imagine a guy like that, absolutely struggling, doesn't even have a bread to eat, now trying to build a company, and boom, here you are. You owe 100K to the government just because of insurance, tax, payroll, and all that. I'm like, Jesus, are you kidding me right now? So then I start. Of course, I couldn't pay. Then I had to make it installment, right? And up to date, I'm paying now. The debt is like total, like tax, insurance, all that. So I made it from 100K. Now it's kind of like 25, 27, including tax and insurance together. So I'm paying every month, and it's gonna, you know, in the next couple of years, hopefully it's gonna get finished. But why? Why I had to go through all that? Just because I didn't know finance. Just because I didn't know the law of, of the labor law, tax, insurance, all that of of the country that I'm operating in. So I could avoid all that if I just knew how it works. Then for sure I would have never hired local developers on payrolls. I would go to Upwork, where I'm hiring freelancers. I see their profile, and guess what? 90% of those developers that I hired, they were shit. They didn't deliver anything. They just took advantage of my low knowledge. They cheated on me. They got my money, and after, I see, I given them time, months, 1 month, two, three, four, five, six. Then I had to fire them. So big loss. I paid them for 6 months. They didn't deliver anything. And it's not just that. The product wasn't even out live, or the features that we had to deliver to our partners, nothing. Then go through the hiring process again, hire someone. Again, it's kind of like a, gambling thing. When you hire someone, you just, you go through whatever you go through just to try to secure yourself that you are hiring a talent. But again, earlier stage, you don't have money for, A players, not even B players. So you go after C players. So here I'm hiring new people, and then you bring them on board. You have to give them time to get familiar with the codes, and then all the developers around the world, same thing. They come, they complain about the previous developer codes. So I need to refactor this area. I need to refactor that part. I need to rewrite from scratch that part. So I cannot continue on this work, on this code. Or if you want me to continue, I'm telling you these are the consequences. So they're gonna put you in a corner that you'll be like, fine, just refactor and rewrite. So here we go, 6 months again, and then boom, fire. So basically, the debt that I'm paying now to the government, it's for those that they stole from me and they didn't deliver anything. So imagine how bad is that? If I had, you know, my versions, if my product was live and everything was good and we were making income, you would be like, fine, all right, so I'm gonna pay the tax and insurance. We are making money now, we are good. But when the income was zero, absolutely zero, bank accounts zero, you have like self doubts, like no investors, all that, no team, small budget, borrowing, selling whatever you have, gather some money from friends, family, and then hire some people, and then they don't even deliver, and you have to pay tax and insurance and all those stuff for those people. It's kind of like you want to shoot yourself in, you just want to shoot yourself in your leg or head or arm or something, because it's really bad. So if I knew all that, I would go easily to Upwork, where I can see the freelancers, where I can see their profile. It's more trust, right? I can see like, hey, this is a legit, is like 5 stars. All the reviews are positive. I can see their past projects. All the clients were satisfied, and I'm hiring them. It's absolutely freelancing. There is no, you know, taxes on payroll, or there is no like Christmas bonuses or insurance or holidays or day offs or sick days and leave days and all those stuff. And anytime if I'm not happy, I'm just cutting them. And in case they don't deliver, I'm not paying anything. Upwork is supporting me, and I wouldn't go through all those crap. So learn finance early. I cannot stress that enough. Learn finance early. Money you waste on mistakes is money you'll never get back. If you're starting out, learn the basics of finance. Even if you just Google or ChatGPT, just take free online courses. Just ask, learn. It's easy. It's not that complicated. You think it's complicated, but it's easy. At least I'm not telling you you have to be the most genius accountant on the planet. Just learn the basic stuff so you don't go through what I went through. Now, if you're hiring, don't put people on payroll too early. I'm saying that again. Use platforms like Upwork, Fiverr until you're ready. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck into the contracts, bonuses, sick days, insurance. It's a mess, guys. You don't want to go that path. Trust me. I went, and you know, it, I, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I don't suggest it to anybody. Now, if you are building, a tech product, you definitely need a co-founder, a technical co-founder. I didn't have a technical co-founder. So again, it was a hard road for me. Now, if I had a technical co-founder, I'm sure I would be in a much better position right now. I would have, uh, the you know the product that I was, is within my vision and in our roadmap. So many things would be much easier, and I wouldn't get like fucked over from the developers over and over and over again because they were getting advantage of my technical knowledge. So listen to this carefully. Ego will kill you. I say again, ego will kill you. Everybody wants to be the one man show, the face of the company, the hero on Forbes magazine. But let me tell you this, having a piece of a 10 million pie is way better than owning 100% of a 10K pie, right? Right. So a co founder makes you stronger, faster, sharper. You balance each other's weaknesses. And don't worry, if you have that kind of ego where you want to be the face, trust me, you see it, you will still be the face. You're the founder. I mean, look at Elon, look at Bezos, look at Zucks. Nobody knows the name of their developers or managers or advisors or accountants or lawyers or, CTOs or CMOs or CFOs or CPOs. You think they built all that on their own? You think Elon is, where he is, or Jeff or Zucks or you name it, all these amazing entrepreneurs on, top of the mountain. You think they just reach top of the mountain on their own? Bro, they have an amazing team behind them. They have thousands of great people, genius talents behind them that they build the products. But, you know, you know their names. You know the only thing you know about SpaceX, Tesla, you name it, is all Elon. You don't know all those thousands of genius people working behind the curtain, behind the scenes. All you know from Amazon and Blue Origin is Jeff Bezos. As you think Jeff Bezos is coding himself like the rockets going to the moon and come back. He has an amazing team, but you don't know their names. So everybody, whoever you see they got into a point, is not just because of them. It's because they had a great team, amazing talents and amazing people working in their company and helping them to achieve their goals. But at the end, Elon is the face, Bezos is the face, Zucks is the face, Brian Chesky is the face, right? Like, do you know who is the CTO of Airbnb, or who built Uber? No, there are like hundreds of thousands of people working there. But all you know is like Travis, is like Dara, is like Brian. All you know the name of their founders and CEOs. So don't let that ego to come along the way, because it's gonna kill you. They all had massive teams behind them. I'm telling you again. Don't fall for that trap. But the world only remembers the founder. So you are in a good position. You are the face of the company. You are the father and the mother and the creator of the company. Now let your ego on the side. Find a co-founder. Find amazing talent and let them to help you to achieve your goals. Next thing I want to talk about, guys, is calendar everything. This is something nobody tells you when you're young. Time is your most valuable asset. Time flies. You never can get your time back. You can get your money back if you lose money somewhere. You can work hard, maybe you sue the company or the person that, they got your money but they didn't deliver. You have a strong contract, you get your money back. Or no matter what, you're gonna do something more amazing, you have an income, you get your money back, you learn from your mistakes, not do them again. But time, you can never get it back. Never. Because let me give you one example. Um, you think, let me reply to this email real quick, 5 minutes. It happens to me every day. Then you look up and 45 minutes are gone. Or you say, let me grab a bite. You think 5 minutes, right? Turns into 25. Because you went to the fridge, then bathroom, then checked your phone, then grabbed the charger. You know, you fall on the couch for half an hour. It happens to me every day, guys. Every time, like when I mean, yesterday, right? So I was working, I was really hungry. And then I was like, let me go to DoorDash to order something or Uber Eat, right? And I know what I want to get. So I'm like, boom, I'm going to that store. Let's say I'm going to Pura Vida. I know what I'm gonna get. Boom, boom, with my smoothie, deliver, gone. But when you're hungry, your mind, your brain can't decide well. Especially when you're hungry, your appetite is open. So you go to these delivery apps, DoorDash, Uber Eats, you see like tons of foods, different cuisines, colors. They all look delicious and juicy and nice. So I went to DoorDash. I started scrolling. Okay, I know I want Pura Vida. Okay, let me check Chipotle. Let me check Panda Express. Let me check this. Let me check that. Oh, how about if I get? Oh, maybe I go for a pizza. No, that's too fat. I want to go healthy. All right, let me check this. Let me check that. And then guess what? I was like, mm, oh, the fees in here. So finally I selected what I wanted. I went to the checkout page, but then I was like, oh, delivery fee and the DoorDash fee here is too high. Let me go back to Uber. Let me see how much is the same thing on Uber. So I went to Uber. I saw some new options. Again, the same thing until my checkout. Then when I came out, when I ordered, when I paid, and I went back to my system to work, I noticed, dude, 35 minutes were gone. 35 minutes. When you calendar, you see reality. Suddenly you realize, damn, I only have 10, 12 real working hours a day, not 24. Because you think like, hey, I got 24 hours. No, it's not like that. Considering 8, 9, 10 hours you're sleeping or just, like scrolling in your bed, like trying to get up, right? Allocate a couple of hours during the day. You go to bathroom, take a shower, all that. You got your lunch break, you got dinner, you got a snack, right? You want to eat something. Allocate a few times, like your family members calling you, maybe your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friends. So you're gonna pick up the calls. Maybe your lawyer calls you, maybe your team members, right? Maybe you want to get like a half an hour, rest or a power nap. So if you think about it, you actually have like clean like 10 to 12 hours to really work. So inside that 10 to 12 hours, you cannot waste time. That's why when you calendar, you learn. So what I learned from the delivery apps that it got my time, because before I start calendaring everything, I was like, dude, I mean, come on. I would, if somebody would tell me to calendar, I would laugh. I would make fun of them. I would be like, are you serious, man? Now you want me to go to my calendar, be like, oh, DoorDash, and then calendar it to see like, oh, it's gonna take me 35 minutes. Bro, it's like 5 minutes. Just go there, boom, boom, order out. It's never boom, boom, order out. It's gonna take you time scrolling, seeing options, prices. Or how about if I get this, if I get that? So what I learned from that is that is this thing's gonna take time from me, the delivery thing. I start doing just delivery just to save time by not cooking, right? Because cooking makes you tired, takes time, etc., etc., etc. And then you have to clean up and all that. So I'm like, it's easier. You deliver. Sometimes it's even cheaper. You're like, it's kind of like same price with supermarket. Like you go to supermarket, you see a frozen pizza for like $10, and I can get a fresh pizza from Pizza Hut or Domino or Papa John's for like 10, 12. So why the heck should I get the frozen one, right? Now what I learned, I was like, so I gotta add all my favorite restaurants on Uber Eats and DoorDash. So next time, my healthy options and all that. So next time, I don't go to scroll. I just go boom, order out. It's kind of like, let's say, social media, Instagram. Let's say you're going right now. You grab your phone. You want to go to your Instagram just to text your girlfriend, right? And in your mind, you are like, hey, I'm gonna go to Instagram. Boom, boom, text, hey, baby, like, you know, I'll be there in 5 minutes. But then you are like, I went to Instagram. I fall into the trap. Some of my friends, they send me a meme. It was funny. I saw them. I replied back. Then I send them some memes. Then I scroll as a little bit news. Then here, there, I checked a couple of hot chicks, whatever. And then boom, I was 2 hours on Instagram while I was intending just to go text my girl. I'll be there in 5 minutes. So, and out. Same thing with delivery apps. So when you calendar, you learn how to plan your day, what actually it's sucking out your time, so you know how to deal with it. If delivery is gonna take you like 30 to 40 minutes, you know how to deal with it next time so you can wrap it up in 5 minutes. right? And yeah, so calendar everything, guys. You see the reality, right? You see the reality, and you see that um, how you can actually manage. And when you see that, you get sharper, you respect your time, you plan better. Next, live your life for yourself, not for Instagram or for people around you. This one's personal. It's not about business. A lot of young people get caught up living for others, for likes, for validation. You want to go somewhere? You want to go to a party? I'm not telling you don't go. I'm actually encouraging you to go. But go because you want to go there, not because people are trying to drag you there. You want to, let's say you have a healthy diet, you're working out, perfect. Now you want to, have a nasty, juicy cheeseburger or a pizza, have it. But because you wanna, not because there are some people around you that, hey, dude, come on, what's gonna happen to you? It's one day, just have a slice, la la la. You wanna go on a vacation? Go because you wanna go there, not because somebody is dragging you there. You wanna go to places like Mykonos, Ibiza, Miami? Go because you wanna go, not because you want people to see you there, right? You want to live humble? Do that. Don't feel insecure just because others are flexing. You want to flex? You love that lifestyle? Do it. Then flex to the maximum. Don't act like humble just because some people they're acting like, hey, be humble. If you want to be humble, live humble. If you want to flex, flex, show off all that. But it's because you want to act like that, not because people are affecting on you or they are, dragging you into the mods. At the end of the day, you only live once. Don't waste your life trying to meet other people's expectations. That's all I'm saying. Leverage your age. This is very important, guys, for you that you are young and you have no money, no status. If you're 17, 18, more or less, you broke your in school, college, you have one of the biggest advantage in the world. Nobody expects anything from you. That's your biggest advantage. That's power because you can hustle without judgment. You can knock on doors, DM people, ask for help, pitch crazy ideas, and people will respect it. You don't have ego. You don't have reputation to lose. You can experiment freely. That's leverage. Use it. Imagine everybody they have a leverage, guys, but they are not aware of it. You see, sometimes you see two beautiful girls. One of them, she knows she's beautiful. So she uses her powers when guys are approaching her. The other one, she's beautiful, but she's insecure. She thinks she's ugly. She doesn't know about her powers. Now, everybody, you might be like, dude, I'm 15, I'm 14, I'm 16, I'm 25, I'm broke, I'm poor, my bank accounts are zero, I'm working in Five Guys or McDonald's or Chipotle. Who knows me? Who gives a damn about me? What are you talking about? What is my leverage? I have no leverage. You are wrong. You're mistaken. Let me tell you what. I'll give you one example. You versus a rich guy. So you think nobody knows you. You live in a shitty area. You work in Chipotle. You're on a basic salaries, all that, and you have no leverage. Nobody respects you. You have no friends. All right, cool. Now, same person on the other side, super rich, Ferrari, Lamborghini, hot chicks, name it, status, social media, everybody know them, yachts, private jet, right? That person doesn't have your leverage. He has his own. He got his networking, money, yeah, of course, all that. He can do whatever he wants to do. But if he, there are, because the people that are like, when they get to a certain level, when they get rich and successful, then they are shy to use some of, like, they cannot just knock on anybody's door. They cannot DM anybody, even if they want to. They cannot just, like, do crazy shit because they want to, because they have a status now. They want to protect their status. They don't want to be like, oh, you don't want to hear that um Zucks from Meta went to SpaceX and begging Elon, please, we are losing in AI game. Come, or let's say Tim Cook from Apple went to OpenAI and begging, like, Sam Altman, that hey, we are losing in AI game, our series shit, and our Apple intelligence is shit. So please help us, otherwise we're gonna die. No, because Apple now, they have their own ego, and Tim Cook has their own ego, and they see ChatGPT and Sam Altman as a rival. So they try to steal their top engineers, yes, with higher salary and all that. But he would never go there and ask for help. That maybe if he would, it could things could get much better. But the ego won't let them. Now, you, in your shoe, in your level, you have none of that. So you have nothing to be shy. You can DM whoever you want. You can just go to different companies, knock on their door, wait outside until you see someone, a project manager, a CEO, a COO, someone is coming down. You talk to them, you ask them, you pitch them, you grab them. Maybe you can get the opportunity for a free tryout to work there in someone's office, to show yourself, to get higher paid. So trust me, you have lots of advantage that you are not aware of it. So use it. That's your leverage. Next, which is really, 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 really important, be aware, guys. This is like killing. Be aware of crab mentality. Now, what is crab mentality? First of all, you ever heard of crab mentality? Maybe some of you yes, some of you not. I would love to, I would love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments, please. Now, what is a crab mentality? Studies, it has proven, actually, this is not facts, this is like, you know it has proven by studies that if you put bunch of crabs in a bucket, and when one tries to climb out, the others pull her back down. You see, that's how a lot of people are, especially at your age. You say, I want to start a business, I want to start something, I want to be a basketball player, I want to be a football player, I want to be a hockey player, I want to be a singer, I want to play guitar, I want to build something, do something. Kids around you, they laugh, they bully you, they make fun of you. You say, I want to build something, they'll say, nah, man, just chill. It's not gonna happen. If it was like that, everybody would be rich. If it was like that, everybody would be, successful. If it was like that, they are not. They are not. By the way, they are not doing it to be evil. Maybe sometimes some of them, they do it on purpose, just because they're jealous. That's human nature. Humans are jealous. Okay, we are socialized animals, and we are jealous. So if they see someone is thriving, people, they get jealous. People, they wanted to be in their shoe. Why not me? Why him? Why her? It's always like that, right? Now, sometimes not everybody wanna be wanna be an evil. So again, the crab mentality. Maybe you wanna do something, and people around you, friends around you, they're trying to pull you down. Not doing it to be evil. It's just human nature. They don't want to feel left behind. So they pull you down to feel safe. And again, they are not doing it on purpose. It might be your brother or sister that doing that, and they are not doing it on purpose, and they love you to death and they want your success. But it's human nature. They don't understand, they don't realize what they are doing to you. So don't let them. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with people who push you up, not drag you down. Again, guys, if you're under 20, here's the truth. You have time, you have freedom, you have leverage, but if you waste it, you'll regret it forever. Act on what you learn finance, get a co founder, calendar your time, live for yourself, use your youth as a leverage, and avoid the crabs, right? Also, before I wrap up, I want to say something. By the way, this is not an ad, not an affiliate thing. But one day I woke up and I saw my little podcast, this raw, new, fresh show that not many people even know about, was featured on podcast.today. And, it blew my mind because I've been listening for years to shows like, Y Combinator, 20VC, All In, the big names. And suddenly my podcast was right there next to them. I was like, what's going on? I was so happy. You have no idea. That gave me a push. It got me so motivated that, the moment I saw that, I was like, of course, I posted on my social media and I was so happy about it. And right after that, I sit and I started like recording more pods because what I noticed that podcast today, what they do is that, they cut through the noise. There's too much content out there. I mean, it's an ocean of content, right? And not enough time for anybody. That I mean, guys, again, I talked about this before. You have like maybe like 10 to 12 to 15 hours a day to actually work. So some of those hours you want to actually learn, you want to study, you want to listen to a pod, maybe when you are working out or running, you want to watch something on YouTube, and you want to pick the good stuff that actually worth your attention because it's an ocean of unlimited content. Like there are like like YouTube is limitless, and then there is like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, you name it, and then there are the mediums, the articles, and there's so many things. You cannot grab all of them, right? So what I noticed, podcast.today, these guys, they actually cut through the noise and they select like the best pods out there, the best episodes out there. So they kind of create a nice selection for you. So you don't need to go through all those. Because it happened to me sometimes. I'm working out and I'm listening to a pod or watching, just hearing, YouTube is playing in the background, and I'm, just listening to it. And then, like, I give it time like 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. And then I'm like, dude, this pod wasn't for me. I mean, I didn't learn anything out of it. It was waste of time and it's absolutely wasted my time. I would rather prefer if I knew from before to avoid this and actually listen to an episode that could help me and I could learn something to implement into my business, right? So yeah, check them out if you want. Again, no promo. There is no affiliate in here. Just respect for what they do. And again, it's podcast today. Check them out. It's really cool. And so daily you have a selection of best episodes of the biggest shows, so you can go through them and listen and save lots of time and actually learn rather than go through useless content. So this is it for today. If you're under 20, listen twice, save this, act on it, don't just let it go. And thank you very much for listening. Keep building day one every day. I love you guys, and I'll see you at the next one.